This is CBS 12 News at 11.
Hello and welcome. I'm Curt Fonger.
I'm Liz Kidantis. Thanks for joining us. We've watched stocks get killed and rise from the dead all in the past 2 days.
Today, investors were whipsawed by a grim forecast from the Federal Reserve Board, and then again to some better news from the Fed. A wild ride on Wall Street. After a 600-point swing, the Dow finishes up nearly 430 points.
Crazy day.
Stocks dipped after the Fed suggested the economy will remain weak for 2 more years.
Investors are looking for direction, they're looking for information, they're looking for transparency.
The Fed did say it expects to keep interest rates near zero through mid-2013 and indicated the possibility of more bond purchases. Bargain hunters swooped in, snapping up stocks. The Dow recovered 2/3 of what it lost in Monday's 634-point plunge.
People decided to put, some money to work. Investors have relatively short memories, and they're very forgiving because we all think hope springs eternal and the glass is half full.
The market is going to need to have to find its way again. It's got to churn a little bit.
Experts say until there are positive signs from the economy, the debt crisis, and global markets, volatility and nervousness will remain.
So much of stock trading is based on human emotion and human psychology, and it can flip around and change on a moment's notice.
Some investors say though temptation is to walk away, now might be a good time to get in. Despite today's gains, the Dow is still off 12% from the year's high. With all this uncertainty, many investors look for advice in odd places. Today, we met with Ava Mitchell, who calls herself a psychic advisor, at her studio on Royal Poinciana Way in Palm Beach. Ava told us she's dispensing more financial advice these days. She says she saw this mini crash coming.
2 months ago, seeing this was going to be taking place, I had helped my clients kind of reorganize and rearrange things. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, but people need to start looking for more of a spiritual direction.
Ava predicts a downward trend for another 6 months before a major positive turning point. She says it's a good time to become more spiritual, concentrating on what's important in life.
Well, another day of strong storms rocking South Florida, rain coming down in buckets along Palm Beach Gardens and then here in Mangonia Park, and expect more of the same tomorrow. Meteorologist Michael Ehrenberg has our first look at what's happening outside right now. Michael?
Hey there, Liz.
Michael, thank you. The summer rain has finally started falling with some regularity. And for those of us who commute or even run errands, even if we're not shooting with our iPhone video in the rain,
That was me.
the rain can not only make us wet, it can also be dangerous.
Heavy downpours can obstruct your vision, and when you're on the interstate or other roadways, you may be tempted to turn on your hazard lights as a safety precaution.
But that's not a good idea, at least according to state law. CBS 12's John Bachman live near Lake Worth with why your flashers can cost you. John?
An accident. Liz and Curt, back to you guys.
So, John, how much is the fine for driving with your hazards on in the rain?
Well, it's not too bad, but you still wouldn't want to pay it. It's about $70. So, guys, it would be a good idea tomorrow, if it does rain like it rained today, just to keep those hazard lights off. And if you don't feel safe, just get off the roadway.
Working for you tonight. Thank you, John Bachman. A car flies into a canal near Boynton Beach. We don't know if the wet streets had anything to do with this. It happened just before 7 tonight at Jog and Gateway Boulevard. The car was partially submerged and the driver was pulled to safety. The driver is being evaluated but is expected to make a full recovery. She has not bonded out of jail yet, but a judge has given her the go-ahead if she can afford it. This afternoon, a judge granted bond to Dalia DiPolito. That means if she can post a $500,000 bond, she will be out of jail as she appeals her conviction. You'll remember last month, a jury convicted her of hiring a hitman to try and kill her husband. The plot was caught on video, and DiPolito was sentenced to 20 years. No trial date has been set for her appeal. If she bonds out, she'll be on house arrest. West Palm Beach homeowners with repeated visits by police and code enforcement will now face a higher property tax bill. The City Commission has voted unanimously to pass 3 nuisance codes. If the city responds 3 times to any property within 30 days, the owner will be notified. Commissioner Kimberly Mitchell has been pushing this for years.
We have properties that have been liened for 10, 15, 20 years and have $1 million in liens that we'll never get. Right? So it's hard to get the city to go make that investment that we know we'll never get back.
If an owner is cited, they must present a written action plan and address the problems, or else fines will be tacked onto their property tax bill. The kitten rescued after being tossed from a moving car has a new family tonight. Catherine Russo and Shannon Glover were driving on the Roosevelt Bridge in Stewart yesterday when they saw the 8-month-old kitten go flying. They took the kitty to Savannah Animal Hospital in Jensen Beach. Today, he was adopted by a family, sorry guy, but still needs medical attention. If you'd like to make a donation, send a check to the Hope Sound Animal Protection League. For more information, head to our website, cbs12.com/links.
It's cute.
Donald Trump, one more time. What's behind speculation about a possible run for president?
I don't feel 90 birthday. I feel younger.
Well, it's his 90th birthday today, but that's not his only milestone today. He is the oldest person to graduate from FAU. This local man's secret to staying young and why he waited this long to get his master's.
Of course, never look at the sun unless you're a scientist. Why, they say this may cloud your GPS and zap your cell phone. Donald Trump at it once again, flirting with a run for president. Following the S&P downgrade of the United States credit rating, Trump tells CNN that if the economy continues to go the way it's going, and if the Republicans pick the wrong candidate, I would certainly consider it. Trump decided against running for the Republican nomination in May, but he has stated a few times that the question of him running for president in 2012 is not definitively settled.
Experts say today's flare could create auroras, which are bright and colorful light displays. Solar flares can disrupt plane electronics, GPS systems in phones and cars, power grids, and military satellites.
The Earth would just be a tiny speck inside one of those flares. Those are.
It's interesting.
They're huge.
And they can disrupt, cell phone calls. Dropped calls, you never know. Those things can wreak havoc.
Ah, that's why I have dropped calls from. Well,
No,
I
don't think so.
I had a bunch of drop calls today. Maybe it was the solar flares. Who knows? Maybe it was the thunderstorms.
All that rain we had today?
Yeah,
Wow,
I
we're going
know.
to get more.
Yeah, we're going to get more the next couple of days, Liz. In fact, Julie Boersdorf and Sebastian had 2 3/4 inches this afternoon.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of rain in the evening. And there's your forecast.
An amazing day at FAU. 1,700 students get their degrees, but only one is the oldest grad in school history.
At the incredible age of 90 years old, Menahem Andre Hager got his master's degree, and on top of that, today is also his birthday. CBS 12's Eric Roby reports. From Paris were able to fly in for the big event.
Did he say not too much kissing the girls?
Not too much kissing the girls.
Okay.
He's right. Our high school football previews begin as we get closer to the season.
The nonstop quote machine, formerly of the Dolphins, makes a major career decision.
It's almost like something you would expect to see in a movie. Details on this bizarre accident next.
Pat Murphy here with sports, and what did we call him? The Miami Sound Machine? Channing Crowder?
His sound bites were electric.
I miss him already.
I do too. And to be 27 and be retired.
Wow.
Just 2 weeks after being cut loose by the Miami Dolphins, Channing Crowder is calling it quits. The top of the 10th. Channing Crowder, I'm going to miss you.
And another 26 games, and we'll be talking about DiMaggio and Ugla in the same sentence.
Not going to happen.
Okay.
I'll go on record right now to say that.
Thank you, Pat.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Okay, Michael, take a look at this video. A bizarre accident shutting down a Houston highway, and nobody really knows how it all happened. Somehow this big rig got separated from its cab and ended up leaning on an overhead sign. Nobody was hurt, but this was a big pain. Traffic backed up for miles, and it took hours to get it moving again. Now, I don't know this to be a fact, but I suppose that maybe that truck driver was using his cell phone and was taping
I am never
road
going
conditions
to live that
as he was driving down the road. I'm just saying it could happen.
I taped the rain.
It could happen to you.
I'm not doing it tomorrow,
There
I
you are.
promise. That does it for CBS 12 News at 11.
For local news and weather anytime, go to cbs12.com. David Letterman is next. Have a good evening.
Good night.